Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Ross Benjamin of rbwins.com. It's Wednesday, October the 5th. And like every Wednesday, I'm joined by the guy they call Big Al McMordie of BigL.com. Al, how are you?
Pretty good, Big Ross. How are you doing today?
Big Ross, huh? That's a change. Anyway, Al, we're about the midway point almost of the college football season. Where has time gone? And we have a lot to draw from. We both like to use our 4D handicapping software, and the more data you give us, the better prepared and the better chance we have of finding betting value. How have you done so far?
Doing well. 34-26 this football season. Doing really well in the pros. 11-3 in the NFL this year. I'm off to a terrific start in the Westgate and Circa contest. I'm in 4th place in the Westgate, 9th place in Circa with a 17-3 record. So no complaints.
17-3 in that big money contest at Circa. So that pays handsomely, folks, and they just don't pay the top guy either. Some really sharp handicappers on in that contest, I should say, and Al's certainly among the elite that you'll find there. Anyway, Al, we talk about our 4D handicapping software that we both use. We both have similar editions, but not exactly the same. However, I keep mentioning that article that's on your front page at BigL.com, homepage, I should say. And fill the folks a little bit in on that article, what it alludes to, and the history of, and how you're a big advocate of using that primarily for your sports handicapping.
Well, the article, I think, was a 2010 ESPN magazine article, so it's about 12 years old, and it was written by Chad Millman, and basically he just talked about the history of the database. It was built by Tom Scarnecchia, whose business name was Tom Scott, and his right-hand man, Tom Stryker, and then the programmer's name was Ted. So they built this in the late 1990s, and it basically allows us to research anything your mind can pretty much think of. I shouldn't say not everything, but virtually everything. Yeah. So if I want to find out how a team does, after a 35-point win, and now they're, on the road against a team that has revenge, I can look up that situation, so for me as a technical or situational handicapper, it's just a godsend.
Yeah, myself as well. As a matter of fact, I'm a little ticked off at myself, because over the last few seasons up until this season, I had gotten away from that a little bit, and I implemented some other methods, and much to my chagrin, it did not work out very well with me. I wasn't up to my standards in terms of the record. This year, I'm off to a 33-22 start to the season. That's combined college football and the NFL, which is good for 60%. So, yeah, I'll swear by that as well. And I get a lot of people, to say that stuff doesn't matter. Show me somebody listen, the bottom line is we're out to beat a number. And me and Al joked a couple of times, we can care less who's on both sides of the ball. We know who's on both sides of the ball, but that's all factored into the line. Whether players on both sides, injuries, it's all factored into the line. And what this system, or what this software is designed to do, is to find us not how specific teams do, but how all teams do in a specific situations. And like I always like to say, Al, the numbers don't lie and liars don't figure. So, I'm sure you've heard it over the years about, come on, Al. That stuff doesn't work all the time. Well, no, nothing works all the time.
Nothing works all the time,
yeah.
But also the people who might think this stuff doesn't work are people who don't even understand how to do it.
Yes.
There's lots of different ways to handicap. You can be a statistical handicapper and be looking at yards per rush and yards per point and all that. You could be looking at situations like I favor. You can be looking at You can be a fundamental handicapper like Scott Spreitzer, for example. He's going to look at player matchups, lots of different ways to do it. But someone who might be a player matchup guy might be a horrible technical handicapper, and vice versa.
Yes.
And so each handicapper has to play to his strengths, and that's the best way I can explain it. And guys who don't understand how to be a technical or situational handicapper, they'll just never understand it. I've been doing it for 44 years, way before I had the database. I've been doing it literally since I was 12. Yeah. So I've got a pretty good handle on how to handicap technically and situationally.
Yeah, back when Al was 12, they used to call him Little Al McMordie.
No, they called me Big Al. That's how I got my name. My brother, when I was for my 17th, I think my 17th birthday, my brother gave me stationery that said Big Al's Handicapping Service. And then when I founded the handicapping business when I was 25, I had to think of a name, and I went back to that stationery my brother gave me when I was 17, and I decided to call it Big Al's.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great story. I was only joking, but
no, I mean,
apparently there was some truth to what I just said. Yeah. Anyway, Al, we got a big week going on in college football, as always. Huge card on a Saturday. We got 2 free winning picks on Saturday. We're going to start with you. A very intriguing matchup with number 11 Utah traveling to the Rose Bowl to take on the UCLA Bruins. Utah comes in at 4-1, number 11 in the country. UCLA 5-0, number 18 in the country. Yet it's the team that's 4-1 that's the favorite over the team 5-0. What do you make of all this?
Well, it's because their power rating is better. It's people can't just look at records; they have to look at power ratings. Sure. That being said, well, you can make an argument for both sides. You certainly might want to make an argument for the Utah Utes. They've also won and covered the last 5 games in this series. They're 9-2 ATS the last 11 meetings, but I like the home underdog. Pac-12 road teams with a 2-0 or better conference record. They've gone 30-48 ATS versus opponents that have a winning Pac-12 record. So that bodes well for the Bruins. And the Bruins historically have been amazing as a home underdog. They're 31-12 ATS as a home dog against foes not off a point spread loss. And then you take a look at Utah as a road favorite. They're 9-19 ATS as a single digit road favorite versus an opponent off a win. It's a lot of points, I think, to give a quality football team that's undefeated on the season. I'm going to grab the points with UCLA. Big
Al likes UCLA plus the 3.5 over Utah. I look forward to that matchup. I might use that game myself, as a matter of fact. So, again, Al, where could they find you? And, again, fill the folks in on what you may have coming up again this week.
Oh, sure, Russ. They can find me at bigal.com. If you're looking for that article from ESPN magazine, it's at the bottom in the footer. In the main body of the website, of course, there are best bets. We've got an article section. We've got game preview sections for all the big games. We've got 20 handicappers at the website, and we've got a lot of free plays on the free picks page. So there's a lot of good stuff at the website. Just go to bigal.com.
Yeah, I'm on L's affiliate site. It's called pickadvisor.com. You want to check that out as well. Some really good handicappers there. And the last I checked, I was either at or near the top over the last.
I know you're number 1 for the last 30 days for sure.
Yeah.
I looked 2 days ago.
Yeah. So, again, folks, that's why we're here. And that's why I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Guys like myself, Big Al, Chip Chirimbus, veteran handicapper, also Doug Upstone of DocSports.com, Sean Higgs of PicksandParleys.net. Boy, my memory's getting away from me here. And who am I missing? Jesse Shule, who's also at PickAdvisor.com and also at SportsMemo.com and PicksandParleys.net. You can find me at rbwins.com. That's rbwins.com. That's my personal website. And like I alluded to, folks, off to a 33-22 start between college football and the NFL. My NFL 10-star top plays, which are my best bets, 5-0 to start the season. I was a rare time that I gave out 2 of those last week. One last Thursday, I cashed in with Cincinnati over Miami. And then on Sunday, Al, I had the New England Patriots plus the 9.5. They had a real good betting angle on that game as they lost that game in overtime to Green Bay by 3, but easily covered. And let me go through my pick real quick here, Al, and we'll get your final thoughts. I'm going to take a look at the Texas-Oklahoma game. That game goes at 12 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. Big rivalry game. Played at the Cotton Bowl every year in Dallas. Neutral site game for both teams, obviously. Texas right now is 7-point favorite, and the total is 65.5. Unfortunately, folks, I don't have a betting angle to give you on this game because I like the total. And my college football totals are not included in my database. I don't know if they are in L's.
They are, yeah.
Okay. So both of these teams can score. I mean, Texas is averaging 36.8 points per game. They're averaging 1 point for every 11.3 yards gained, which is excellent. Oklahoma, on the other hand, are averaging 37 points per game. The Sooners have played 2 conference games so far. Both of those contests have gone over the total, and it was a combined 77 points scored per game in those 2 contests. Also, Oklahoma in their 2 conference games allowed 48 points per game and 588 yards per contest. Not very good defense at all against TCU and Kansas State. In the last 2 meetings in this series, Oklahoma has won both 55-48, 53-45. It's 98 and 103 points. I'm not suggesting it will go that high, but I certainly do like the over in this contest. I'm going with Texas and Oklahoma over the total of 65.5. That lives up to the reputation and the name of this series, which is the Red River Shootout. If is that the one? I think this is the Red River Shootout. Anyway, it's going to be a high scoring game. Al, any final thoughts?
No, yeah, it's the Red River rivalry or the Red River Shootout for sure. No, I just think it's a really good weekend. And of course, coming up, we're going to have hockey as well. So I don't know if you do hockey, but it's going to get real crazy busy pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great time of year to be a sports fan. It's a great time of year to be a sports bettor. Like Al just touched upon, we got the NFL and college football in full flight. The NBA about to get underway very soon. NHL starts next week. And what am I missing? The Major League Baseball playoffs, which, by the way, folks, 5-0 in my last 5 in Major League Baseball going into the postseason. And Al will have a lot of, I know he was up real late today, handicapping baseball for you guys out there for the coming weekend. So, Al, always a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks, Ross. Join you next Wednesday.
Yeah, look forward to it. Until the next time, for Big Al and Ross Benjamin, I'd like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Take care and God bless, folks.